Okay, so I'm never going to talk too much about dragons because I'd rather talk about gender. I don't want to talk about gender. I'm not going to talk about French that's got le and la. Instead of having the book, it's le book or la book. And anyone that knows English can never figure out if it's a le or a la. One time I stumbled across the perfect explanation, and everything sank into place, and I understood le and la, masculine and feminine words. It was a summary, and everything clicked. It was perfect. What happened? Well, I forgot it. I forgot. And I never wrote it down, or it was a million years ago, probably a million years ago. And I don't speak French anymore, so I don't remember whatever it was. But I know that there is a key that if I saw it again, I would understand le and la. But for now, I don't know. Le book or la book. Well, let's look at my book. Which one are we going to look at? This book is Le Book by Bob Frizzell with two S's. Now, if you watch my channel, you will know that our movie producer on this channel is Bob Frizzell, same name but with two ZZ instead of SS. What does it mean? Nothing in particular. They're just similar names, Bob Frizzell and Bob Frizzell. Should you ever read Bob Frizzell? Oh, yes. Bob Frizzell with the two S's is just as interesting as our Bob Frizzell with two Z's. A fascinating bunch of books by Bob Frizzell. I'm constantly opening this book to a random page and going, wow, he's somebody that makes you say, wow. So, Bob Frizzell, we're recommending for you. And as you can see, we've got the Sphinx and the pyramids from ancient Egypt. Why? I have no idea. Anyway, that is the Bob Frizzell book. Next book we're recommending is Deepak Chopra. This is not a new book of Deepak Chopra. He is a very prolific author. He keeps putting out books. They're all great. But this one in particular, I remember seeing it a long time ago. And when I went to look to see if there was a sample on Kindle, if you go to Amazon and you go to Kindle, quite often, pretty much all of them, if the Kindle's available and ebook's available, you can get a free sample, and that's what I usually go by. But this is an older book, and there was no free sample, so I bought the book. It's just that, these books are expensive. And if you can get free samples, quite often the free sample is enough, and then you can move on to more free samples, and then you don't have to buy so many books. But this book, we had to have it because it's a fantastic book about synchronicity and destiny and how to make it all work for you. Mostly what I'm going to tell you is you have to let go of all of your ego needs and wants. No one wants to let go of their ego needs and wants. Even George Gross doesn't want to because George wants to go and spend the winter down in Cabo in Baja California and ride horses when, you know, realistically he's got a job to do and he can't spend the winter down there. But everybody wants to. So why is it that we're in a planet where all of the things that we want to do as physical human beings, in other words, ego, um, we're not allowed to do? It seems stupid. Next book is J. Donald Walters, and the book is Super Consciousness. This is a meditation textbook, and it's how to get in touch with super consciousness. What is super consciousness? It's a yogic, which means yogis, yoga, striving to attain inner peace, inspiring meditative exercises. It respects your deepest needs and personal goals. Intuition, heart, silent voice of your true soul, purest form of love, your higher self. What's that? The higher self is, I can't even put it in words, but what it means to me is I don't like my higher self because it basically tells my ego, you can't have any of the things that any other human wants, because all the humans that I see are all ego humans. In other words, we're in physical bodies, that physicality, and we want to have fun with our physicality. And apparently, our higher selves are not really saying that we can't have fun with our bodies, but primarily the problem is the way that we go about having fun is negative, because we get into lower emotions. We're very emotionally attached to other people, other places, other things, and we have lower emotions. And it's nothing to do with pure forms of love. It's all about greed. Next item. Okay, I don't really have anything else to tell you about these dragons. Do you want to go to China? These look like Chinese dragons. I've never been to China. I've been to some Chinatowns. Is it the same? No. Is it the same? Well, I don't know. I have romantic notions of old-time China. And perhaps new Chinatowns are like new China. Is it good? No. China has become the worst part of the same thing as the rest of the world. Capitalist nightmare. I thought it was communist. It's not communist. It's a dictatorship run by the Communist Party, but everything is capitalist. It's all about money, 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 money. And what's it got to do with people? Well, supposedly it helped raise the standard of living there. Is it true? I don't know. That's what they say. That's the excuse. What have we got there now? Well, I don't know. You have to go there. Some people say it's highly polluted in Beijing. Is that progress? No. What else happens? Well, all the stuff that we used to make and the rest of the world now gets made in China, and they're using dirty coal-powered power plants. Apparently, is it still true? I don't know. I've never been there. All I know is it's a dictatorship, and the Chinese dictatorship are using Orwellian tactics to monitor the people. In other words, it's Big Brother. If you don't know Orwell or Big Brother, then you need to go get that book, George Orwell, 1984. And then you will learn all about what it is like to have a dictatorship government that is spying on you all the time. In Western countries, we don't have that. That's what they'll tell you in mainstream news. But if you listen to Wikipedia and Julian Assange, whistleblowers, you will know that we are being spied on all the time, especially through our smartphones and our Facebooks. And all these new technologies, face recognition technology, that's what they use in China. And if you're not a good citizen in the eyes of the dictatorship will issue you a poor credit score for your social credit, and it'll make it very difficult for you to live there. Is it easy to keep a good credit score? I don't know. Some of it is, just basically not being a nasty person. But, I mean, if you don't like the idea of the communist dictatorship that is a capitalist nightmare, you're not going to get a good score. So if you're a dissident and you don't believe in the way that people in Hong Kong want to be free of China, and China says, no, we're bigger than you, we've got a bigger army than you, and tough titty. I don't like that, but how am I going to change it? It's not necessary to change things. As you know in my previous video that I put up today, don't be too concerned means don't focus on the problem of big China attacking little Hong Kong. Get your mind off of it. The less we focus on the problems, I mean, you still need to be aware of the problem areas. Why? So that when you get a good idea, you'll know where to go and stick the card that says solution to this problem and stick it on that pile. But if you focus all the time on these highly negative events, then nothing good ever happens. So be aware of it, but don't focus on it. What else can I tell you? Next item is DJ Uncle. DJ Uncle is considering maybe I need to go some other country where it's warm, just like my friend George Gross, because I can't stand the cold. And it's getting cold where I live. Right now I'm in the country of Canada, and Canada gets very cold in the winter, starting at Halloween. But today was actually a mild day. I went out for, well, just up to the driveway for a little bit in my t-shirt, and I was really surprised because normally when it gets this close to Halloween, we get snow. We haven't had snow in the city, strangely, but many years I can remember having snow at Halloween. So it's the start of the cold season, and DJ Uncle would love to go and hang out someplace warm. Why don't we go? We're not given to go. What does given to go mean? It means that if you're following your higher self, the one that I really hate because it doesn't let me do egoic things like, I won't say, but it doesn't, it is running my systems and it wants me to stay here in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. It doesn't even normally let me say those words. But for you, that's where I am. I'm north of Minneapolis. You have to drive 5.5 hours north of Minneapolis, Minnesota to get to where I am. I live in, well, it's a place where the higher self wants me to be. And I don't think they're going to let me go to Mexico. I would say they, because I don't exactly know what higher self is all about. But I muscle test, and this is what I get. So if you want to learn muscle testing, I always say learn muscle testing. It's very important because the body doesn't lie, and your mind will. Your mind will see all these advertisements for all these Caribbean places, Mexican places, Thai places, I don't know, places in Spain, places in Greece, all these places that you might like to go for the winter because your ego wants to go and party and it's nice and warm there and have fun. But there's higher purposes at work on the planet right now. And if you're in touch with your muscle testing, with what life wants for you, you're going to be disappointed because it's going to want you to do things that other people are going to think are you okay? Are you okay? Seriously? You have the opportunity to go to Mexico. Are you okay? Are you okay? And you're not going? Are you okay? Unfortunately, that's the way people who don't meditate and don't get in touch with their super consciousness look at it. If you're not in touch with super consciousness, you're not in touch with anything to do with advancing humanity, and therefore you're a drag on humanity, and you're basically super consciousness is going to tell you get in touch with me because I've got a job for you. In other words, you should have a mission while you're here on the planet. And if you don't have well, I got a mission. I mean, I'm supposed to make $250,000 this year. You know, top salespeople at my company are all fighting for top job. We get a really hot deal with whatever. No, not that kind of a mission. You are on a mission to help raise the consciousness on the planet to make the planet better for everyone. No one wants to listen to that because it doesn't sound like it pays very well. It doesn't sound like I get to go, on cruise ships and have Lamborghinis and things. No, unfortunately, those things are only for slime balls. And there's plenty of slime balls already. We don't need any more. We need more people who are going on a mission for the planet and for the people and for the other beings on the planet. So, unfortunately, if I haven't sold you on super consciousness, then you're going to suffer because karma is going to come and bite you because there's a lot of karma that needs to be burned off. And if you're not burning it off, you're creating more bad karma. And it's just bad karma. Bad spiritual bank account, highly in the red for you if you're not working for the betterment of the planet.